Hello and welcome to my video. My name is Rebecca Beaufeaux and this is my literature review and proposal presentation for the St. Mary's University of Minnesota course, Educational Research. This is for the Spring 2022 Online 1 course taught by Sandra Schroeder Davis. My action research question for this project is: how will allowing students art material choice in a 5th grade visual arts class at Holy Ghost Elementary School affect student scores on a teacher-created art concept achievement test? My hypothesis is the addition of offering student choice of art materials during concept exploration in a 5th grade visual arts class at Holy Ghost Elementary School will increase student achievement scores more than the scores of students who did not have a choice in art material usage. For the project, my library research questions include: how can student choice lead to deeper learning? Does offering choice-based projects engage learners in the elementary classroom? How can offering choice help support differentiated instruction for individual students? And do project-based learning opportunities build community within a classroom? Here's a brief review of the literature. Throughout the literature, these 4 themes popped up a lot: student autonomy or ownership of the learning process, effect on the mastery of content, the expansion of student creativity after application of student choice, the effect of student engagement within a choice-based learning environment, and teacher efficacy when employing choice in a classroom. So let's talk a little bit about each. Student autonomy. I found that the research showed that student autonomy was raised within classrooms utilizing choice-based learning styles. Autonomy learners means learners take the initiative and responsibility for their individual learning. I like to think about it as students having some skin in the game. When given the opportunity, student ownership becomes a part of the classroom. Choice-based learning encourages students to play an integral role in their own education. We aren't fishing for the students, we're teaching them how to fish, as the old saying goes. Next, let's discuss student creativity. A dichotomy arose within the research when discussing student creativity. Many sources said that student creativity rose when given more choice-based learning opportunities. One source, however, Hoover, found that in pre-K, kindergarten, and 1st grade students, some kiddos experienced a deer in the headlights creativity freeze when offered choice. This sticky situation in art came about because sometimes students come into a specialist classroom from a highly controlled, teacher-led, authoritarian, or lecture-style general classroom. Students may be trained to only follow what the teacher instructs, and they can find all of these choices quite intimidating. Student engagement. Student engagement rose throughout all of the studies I was able to view. I found this interesting because I thought somewhere someone was going to say, nope, this didn't do it for my classroom, even though different classroom subjects, core and co-curricular, the literature suggested that student engagement will increase when utilizing choice-based instructional strategies throughout any classroom. Next, let's discuss teacher efficacy. It was shown throughout the literature that teachers eventually found that they were more effective educators when using student choice within the classroom. I say eventually because sometimes it took 1 semester, maybe 2, to really get into the swing of things, which happens with a new teaching style, a new curriculum, whenever we utilize that. Utilizing this teaching style also offered less preparation time needed for courses, less cleaning time for highly consumable materials classes like visual arts when you're using stuff to create a product, and less time creating specific accommodations and modifications for different learning levels, as the students would gauge and set their own learning goals, and then the teacher comes in to make sure that those are appropriate for the student's IEP or 504 plan. Let's discuss the research design. So my research study will be a quantitative quasi-experimental study involving assignment of students within a treatment group and a control group. This study will compare one variable. The independent variable will be the student's choice of art material available to participating treatment group students. The dependent variable will be the student achievement scores on a teacher-created art concept test given at the culmination of the study. My research sample includes 38 total students, 19 students in each group. The control group, Class 5A, and the treatment group, Class 5B, consist of 23 boys and 15 girls cumulatively. The control and treatment groups were designated as such via a simple coin flip to ensure random selection and the validity in the study results. The students participated in this study currently attend a small Catholic school system. Out of the 38 students, 8% received special services through the Wisconsin State Special Needs Scholarship Program. The number of students currently enrolled through the Wisconsin State Choice Program is 5%. Students receiving title services comes in at 8%. Research instrumentation. Each test contains 2 sections, and these are identical tests for the pretest and posttest. The first section includes identification questions, while the second section contains content-related questions. The second section is comprised of 8 simple questions, 4 multiple choice, and 4 short answer questions. The test was created in electronic format utilizing Google Forms. Students will use a Google Chromebook provided by the school to complete the test. They have 25 minutes to complete, with an option of 10 additional minutes when an appointment is scheduled with the teacher researcher individually. Oh my goodness. Whoops. I clicked the wrong thing. Okay, research procedures. My research procedures are pretty simple. We start with a student assent and a parental consent form. When those are both signed and turned in properly, we'll go ahead and do the pretest. Then we have an introduction to the content. The control group will then learn using discipline-based instruction, and the treatment group choice-based instruction. Finally, we'll conclude with the post-test. I think I will use the information gained from my research in this class to offer more opportunities for student choice within my classroom. I'm a big supporter of student buy-in with the process of learning. If students don't have ownership or autonomy through the process, I don't think the information they learn in my classroom will prove to be super long-lasting. I hope to engage students in a way that keeps them excited about learning in all subject areas. Providing me with the opportunity to choose the topic of my project really allowed me to plug into something that I care about. This made the hard stuff of the class seem worth it, such as the writing of the paper, working on proper formatting, and referencing properly. The personal connection made with the class professor, Dr. Sandra, also solidified my educational understanding that relationships truly matter when it comes to education. Knowing that my professor cared that I was working hard to complete projects and understand content had me putting in the time to do just that. The writing process. I love learning. I don't love writing in APA style. I've learned a lot about utilizing the tools around me to make proper formatting correctly. This is the first class in which creating citations and working with referencing has started to feel more natural. I'm learning more about the why behind what we do in creating proper scholarly papers. Thank you so much for listening to my rambling on. I'm sorry I took a little longer than suggested, and here are my references.